This game at first glance seems harmless. But in fact, she harbors a sinister behind-the-scenes story, based on which this regime was created. What kind of place is this? And this is 99 Nights in the Woods. The game recently became very popular in the expanses of Roblox. But what exactly is her dark side? And there are conspiracy theories about secret, inhuman developments, secret laboratories of the Colombian government. Let's make out. So first you should say, the dark truth about the game can be divided into three interacting with each other parts, analogs that exist in real life. And all those three parts, we will take turns to sort it out now. Incidentally, examining in detail how the real event got its embodiment in the game. And we will start with this. Wendigo is a mythical creature, has its analogies around the world. Somewhere, according to legends, you can agree with this creature, and somewhere, it will mercilessly pursue its victim to the end. Wendig's outside monster looks like really tall, scrawny humanoid with some deer traits. Video of a scary deer skull trooper, and terrible horns on his head. But how exactly can a person become a Wendigo? Yes, you heard me correctly. Wendigo is that. What can a person become under certain circumstances? But at which exactly? According to legends, to become a Wendigo, a person must be in extremely harsh conditions, while being on the verge of complete exhaustion, because of which thoughts of potential appetizing of human flesh, and when the starving one eventually succumbs, these thoughts and commits a terrible, that's when the person becomes a Wendigo. And what about the outcome? Can you say that the deer from 99 Nights is the very Wendigo? Yeah, but not really. See, the creature from the game is rather something based on the image of Wendigo, but it is not really. Why? And the whole thing is, that deer appearance doesn't really look like a person similar. From that comes another theory. What could it be so called? Not a deer. Who, like our monster from the game, characteristic one irreplaceable, but important detail. Eyes. See, animals can be divided into predators and herbivores. First have eyes on the front of the muzzle, and the second on the sides. However, not the deer and the monster from the game 99 Nights. Eyes are like predators. What there is no way an ordinary deer can have at all. Well, we know how the Wendigo appears. But once, the monster from the game is not a Wendigo, deer, then, where from? And how could he even appear in the woods? The answer to this question is given by the forest itself. See, during the gameplay, you can stumble across different locations. And one of the locations is abandoned lab, where obvious traces are visible, inhumane research and other dark deeds, which scientists studied here. Because of this can be done, one conclusion that the monster from the game is the fruit of sinister experiments, mysterious laboratory. Who owns this laboratory? Most likely to cultists. But here, it is clear, everything is much more difficult. See, playing the game, you most likely noticed how well dressed they are compared to those conditions in which they live. Still agree that you can hardly find yourself in the forest. Same cool classic vest, like they have. Because of what? Understanding immediately comes to mind that cultists are clearly not some only natives who came out of the cave with sticks, and quite educated people, able not only to provide themselves with quality clothing, but also a whole mansion in the woods, which serves as a base for them. What is all this? And you did not think such a highly intellectual personality they forgot here at all? The answer, I think, is quite obvious. They are. It's government employees, whose task was to create monster in a separate part of the country. But now begs one question. And what kind of government did they work for? Well, here we are already smoothly moving on to the concluding parallels from real life. because we remember that the game is based on true events. Disaster in Kakatu, 2023 RD year. Small light plane carrying 7 passengers. 3 adults and 4 children. However, during the flight, the aircraft engines fail, and an emergency landing happens in the woods, during which only 4 children survived. The pilot before the crash managed to report his in distress, and therefore soon began a search operation dubbed Hope. And it was on the basis of this event that the game was made, 99 Nights in the Woods, because in it we must also find the 4 missing children, along the way, bumping into various objects, telling us about the recent plane crash. Among such things, especially worth highlighting the crashed plane itself, which the player can lurk during gameplay. So wait, we still haven't left our previous question. Which state is worth behind the creation of a monster? What I doubt. What do any of you know? But a previously mentioned place called Kakata is located on the territory of such a state like Colombia, and it is the Colombian authorities most willingly contributed to the search for missing children, using for this already attention army, if in that forest where the plane crash happened, and really, something is hiding. This finding can shake not only the population of Colombia, but also all people of our planet. But if there's something actually though, or is it just incredible fantasies of the developer with false words about that everything is based on true events? We can't say for sure yet. Who knows? Possibly creator of 99 Nights. This is one of the plane crash survivors, and he knows something. And maybe it's one of the scientists who escaped from the lab before she turned into a cult. If you want to, I made out more the creator of 99 Nights and his story, then write about it in the comments and like this video.